Hi there. So I'm going to do two recordings on simultaneous equations. This is for the basics. So basically what I mean by that is when the y's are the same and one when the y's aren't. I would suggest watching both of them through, making sure you can answer all the questions just for thorough understanding. So I'm going to do one example, a few questions, a different example, a few questions, a different example again, a few questions, then a mixture. So what are we going to be doing here? Well, the y's are the same here, aren't they? We've got a 2y and a 2y, so we can just subtract the equations. 4x take away 1x, 3x. 2y take away 2y, 2y, 0. 10 take away 7, 3. Now I want to divide both sides by 3, so x is 1. I'm going to substitute that in this top equation. We know what x is, and now we need to find out y. So you've got 4x plus 2y equals 10. But x is 1, haven't we? So if you substitute that into there, 4 times 1 is 4. Then to solve this, we need to take 4 off both sides. Oh, that's going to be a y. Divide both sides by 2. Now let me just put the working out here. So what have we done here? We've taken 4 off both sides. If you take off 4 here, you're left with 2y. If you take 4 off here, you're left with 6. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we've just got 1y left. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you've got x is 1, y is 3. Okay, now put me on pause. Have a go at these 3 questions. Unpause them when you're done, and I will go through each question. Okay, subtract them. 5x take away 3x is 2x. Y take away y disappears. 21 take away 13, 8. Divide both sides by 2. X is 4. Substitute that into here. 5x plus y equals 21. We know x is 4. So I put that into there. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus y equals 21. And then we're going to take 20 off of both sides. You take 20 off of both sides. We're left with y here and 1 there. So x is 4, y is 1. This one, subtract. 6x take away 4x is 2x. 3y take away 3y, 0. 21 take away 19, 2. Divide both sides by 2, x is 1. I'm going to substitute that in the top equation. 6x plus 3y equals 21. I know y is 1, right? So what's the value of 6y? If I substitute that into there, 6 times 1 is 6. 6 plus 3y equals 21. Take 6 off both sides. Take 6 off here, I'm left with 3y. Take 6 off here, we're left with 15. Divide both sides by 3, y is 5. So x is 1, y is 5. Okay, this one here. It's a bit more tricky, this one. Let's wonder how you got on with this. So 3x take away 4x is minus 1x. You might just have minus x, which is fine. 2y take away 2y, nothing. 10 take away 12 is minus 2. So we're dividing both sides by minus 1 here, aren't we? If you divide both sides by minus 1, minus 1 divided by minus 1 is 1x. Minus 2 divided by minus 1 is 2. So x is 2. Substitute it into that first equation. 3x plus 2y equals 10. X is 2. Put that into there. 3 times 2 is 6. Take away 6 off both sides. Take away 6 here, you're left with 2y. Take away 6 here, you're left with 4. Divide both sides by 2. 2y divided by 2 is 1y. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x is 2, y is 2. Okay, right. Let's look at this slightly different example. So when you've got a plus and a minus, this is the only time when instead of subtracting the equations, you add the equations. 4x plus 1x is 5x. Now let's just talk about this bit. 3y plus minus 3y. Now if you're on your calculator, if you type in 3 plus minus 3, it's 0. It disappears, which is what we want. We always want this middle term to disappear. 27 plus 3, 30. Divide both sides by 5, x is 6. Put it into that top equation. 4x plus 3y equals 27. I always put it into the equation with a plus in. X is 6, substitute it in here. 4 times 6, 24. Then I'm going to take 24 off both sides. Take 24 off here, I'm left with 3y. I take 24 off here, I'm left with 3. Divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So y is 1. X is 6, y is 1. Okay. You have a go at these 3 questions. Please put me on pause and unpause when you're done. Okay, so I'm going to add these equations as discussed. 3x plus 2x, 5x. 1y add minus y disappears. 13 add 2, 15. Divide both sides by 5, x is 3. I'm going to choose that top equation. I know 3x plus y equals 13. I know x is 3. Sub that into there. 3 times 3, 9. Take 9 off both sides. Y is 4. X is 3. Y is 4. 1x plus 1x is 2x. Minus 4, add 4, 0. 1 add 21, 22. Divide both sides by 2, x is 11. I'm going to choose this the bottom equation. It's just easy with a plus 1. Well, it's just easier. People tend to not make as many mistakes with this. X is 11. We only got 1x, so I'm just substituting it for 11. Take 11 from both sides. 4y is 10. Ooh, we've got to be careful here. We're going to get a decimal. I'm dividing both sides by 4. 4y divided by 4 gives us 1y. 10 divided by 4 gives us 2.5. X is 11, y is 2.5. 3x add 4x, 7x. We know by now these disappear. 10 add 18, 28. Divide both sides by 7, x is 4. I'm going to choose my top equation. 3x plus 2y equals 10. X is 4, so 3 times 4 is 12. You've got to be careful with this one. It looks like we're going to end up with a negative number here. Taking 12 off both sides. If I take 12 off there, I'm left with 2y. Taking 12 off here, so it's 10 take away 12, which is minus 2. Divide both sides by 2, gives you y is minus 1. So x is 4, and y is minus 1. Okay, we've got one more example to look at. What happens if we have a minus and a minus? Remember me telling you that this is the only time we add, so we're going to subtract these equations. 6x take away 4x is 2x. Let me just show you why this disappears. Minus 3y take away minus 3y is the same as minus 3y plus 3y, which is 0. So that disappears. 12 take away 2, 10. Divide both sides by 2, x is 5. Got to be careful when you're substituting this back in because they both have minuses in them. I'm going to just choose the top equation. I know x is 5, right? So 6 times 5 is 30. Right, just be careful when you're solving this. So I'm going to take 30 off both sides first. If I take 30 off both sides, if I take 30 off of here, you're left with minus 3y. Don't forget this minus belongs to that 3. If I take 30 off here, so 12 take away 30, let me just put my working out on, is minus 18. And then what are we doing? We're dividing both sides by minus 3. Divide that by minus 3, 1y. Divide this by minus 3, we get 6. So y is 6, x is 5, y is 6. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to do a couple of these. Put me on pause, unpause when you're finished. Okay, for this first one, subtracting. 3x take away 2x, 1x. Minus 6 minus minus 6 is 0. 6 take away 3 is 3. X is 3. Let's find y. So let's take this top equation. X is 3. Let me put it in there. 3 times 3 is 9. I need to take 9 off both sides. I take 9 off here, I've got minus 6y. Take 9 off here, I've got minus 3. Now, just be careful here, right? Hopefully, you divided both sides by minus 6. Minus 6 divided by minus 6 is 1y. What about minus 3 divided by minus 6? 0.5. So x is 3 and y is 0.5. Okay, let's look at this last. Oh, sorry, yes, you did this one by yourself, didn't you? So let's just have a look, see if you got this one right. Sorry, I've just realised this should have been different. Sorry. You might not have been able to do this one. Can I tell you what the question should have looked like? It should have been this. Sorry, I thought I'd altered it, but I hadn't. So this bit here should be 8x minus 4y equals 48. Sorry, I'm going to cross that out now. Hopefully you just saw you weren't able to do that when you were doing this recordings. Have a go at that now. Put me on pause and now have a go at it. Okay, so 9x take away 8x is 1x. Minus 4 take away minus 4 is 0. 59 take away 48 is 11. X is 11. Let me substitute that back in this top equation. So you've got 9x minus 4y equals 59. X is 11. So if I put that in there, 9 times 11 is 99. I'm going to take 99 off both sides first. If I take 99 off the left-hand side, you're left with minus 4y. If I take 99 off of here, so 59 take away 99 is minus 40. And now I'm going to divide both sides by minus 4. Minus 4 divided by minus 4 is 1. Minus 40 divided by minus 4 is 10. So y is 10. X is 11, y is 10. Okay, right. Just to finish off, here's 3 questions. Hopefully you can recognise when you need to add and subtract. So put me on pause, have a go at this mixture and unpause when you're finished. Okay, so for this first one, you should have decided to add them. This is the only time you add because you've got a minus and a plus. The signs are different. 3x plus 1x is 4x. Minus 4y plus 4y, nothing. 17 plus 3, 20. Divide both sides by 4, x is 5. I'm going to take this equation here. X plus 4y equals 3. I'm going to sub in x is 5. 5 plus 4y equals 3. So then I'm going to take 5 off both sides. Take 5 off here, left with 4y. Be careful here. It's 3 take away 5, isn't it? 3 take away 5 is minus 2. Now we're dividing both sides by 4. Divide that by 4, I get 1y. Divide that by 4. I get minus a half or minus 0.5. This one here, hopefully you just subtracted them. 4x take away 1x is 3x. 2y take away 2y disappears. 460 take away 220 is 240. Divide both sides by 3, x is 80. Put it into the top equation. 4x plus 2y equals 460. I'm going to put x is equal to 80 in there. So 4 times 80 is 320. I'm going to take 320 off of both sides. Take 320 off the left-hand side. I'm left with 2y. Take 320 off of here. I'm left with 140. Divide both sides by 2. Y is 70. So remember, this is the only time I add. So subtract, subtract. 8x take away 3x is 5x. Minus 2y take away minus 2y disappears. 38 take away 18, 20. Divide both sides by 5, x is 4. Right, let me sub that back into the top equation. So we know 8x minus 2y equals 38. X is 4. So let's put that into there. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 minus 2y equals 38. Let's take off 32 from both sides. So it leaves us with minus 2y here, 6 here. Divide both sides by minus 2. So we get y is minus 3. X is 4, y is minus 3. So what I would suggest now is to have a go, if you feel quite competent with these, have a go at the more advanced recording and see how you get on with those. Okay, thanks for listening.